I'm sitting around unemployed. Fast forward to January, unemployed, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. I'm not sure yet. And this guy walks in the door, my sister's house. And this guy goes, hey, I'm the landlord. I'm here to change the air filters. I'm like, oh, okay. So you own this house? He's like, yeah, yeah. I go, right on. Is that what you do? He goes, well, I also am a real estate agent. And I go, what is that? No clue, right? At this point, I'm 24 years old, right? And I
Yeah.
no clue. And he's like, well, this is what I do. I help people buy homes and whatever and sell homes. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. Sounds interesting. I go, yeah. Do you like it? He goes, oh man, it's days, but I like it a lot. And the main reason why is because the amount of money I can make. And I go, well, what kind of money can you make? And he goes, dude, last month I made $25,000. I helped 5 people close transactions. I made about $5K each and made 25 grand. I'm like, what? I go, and what do I do? And he's like, go sign up at a school and get a license. And I'm like, okay.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestoriinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest is a Scottsdale-based realtor who also manages a portfolio of rental properties. Please welcome Kelly Cook. Kelly, welcome to the show.
What's up, Dylan? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great. And I said right before we hopped on here, I said, this is someone who's definitely done a podcast or two. Because look at the studio that you're in. You got the lighting, you got the mic. Looks like you've done a handful of these before.
Yes, have my own podcast as well, and totally enjoy just dropping knowledge, man, and having a good studio in the background.
I always like to start off at the top, Kelly, by asking folks how they got into the real estate space.
Man, good question. I was coaching football at Ole Miss University in the SEC, and I did it for 2 years. I was actually coaching Nebraska the year before, and head coach got fired. And people don't realize that when head coach is fired, we're all fired. They might keep one guy, one coach, for transitional purposes. New head coach has his own people. That happened in Nebraska. Then I had to get on at Ole Miss, or anywhere. And Ole Miss was one of 7 universities at the time that had a graduate assistant role, which is just like any other coach, but you get paid peanuts. And I got on at Ole Miss. It was great. The head coach had 7 straight winning seasons in the SEC conference with no facilities. They had a big development project underway, and we lost Eli Manning, who was obviously a Hall of Fame quarterback, probably in the future here. And we go 4-7. They fired him. Couldn't believe it. So this is my second year in, 2 firings. And I'm like, in most professions, if you chose to work 95 hours a week, you'd probably be pretty successful. In that one, you get canned for it. So I was like, I don't know what I want to do. So what I determined I'd do is I take a year off and see how much I really miss coaching. So I just packed my stuff up, which wasn't much, all fit in one car, and I drove to Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, where my sister was living at the time. And she said, hey, I had 2 choices. I can go back to Omaha, where I was from, and I could live on one of my parents' couches because they were divorced since I was real little, and they each had a 1-bedroom apartment. And I could live on a couch, or I could drive out to Scottsdale, Arizona, sounds pretty nice, and live in my own bedroom. They had a bedroom for free, right? A 4-bedroom house. Sister was married at the time. And so I'm like, you know what? That sounds like a better plan. So I roll out to Scottsdale, Arizona right before Christmas here in 2004. and got a Christmas tree in a.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
This t-shirt, right? Because it's beautiful. It's like 72 degrees, getting a Christmas tree.
It's nice out there.
Yeah. And I'm sitting around unemployed. Fast forward to January, unemployed, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. I'm not sure yet. And this guy walks in the door, my sister's house. And, it's like a Tuesday, like 2:00 in the afternoon, right? I'm the only one in the house because, of course, they're at work. I'm unemployed. And this guy goes, hey, I'm the landlord. I'm here to change the air filters. I'm like, oh, okay. So you own this house? He's like, yeah. I go, right on. Is that what you do? He goes, well, I also am a real estate agent. And I go, what is that? No clue, right? At this point, I'm 24 years old, right? And no clue, 25 years old. And he's like, well, this is what I do. I help people buy homes and whatever, right? And sell homes. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. Sounds interesting. I go, yeah. Do you like it? He goes, oh man, it's its days, but I like it a lot. And the main reason why is because of the amount of money I can make. And I go, my eyes lit up. I'm like, what kind of money can you make? Mind you, when I was a graduate assistant in Ole Miss, Nebraska, I was average making $800 a month.
Oh my gosh.
Working 95 hours a week. And the NCAA can get away with that because they're giving you free graduate credit. So you're not a regular W-2 employee, if you will.
Yeah.
Anyway, I go, how much? And he goes, dude, last month I made $25,000. And I go, wait, you mean like last year you made $25,000? Because how I grew up, dude, if one of my parents made $25K a year, that was a phenomenal year. Yeah. And he goes, no, last month I helped 5 people close transactions. I made about $5K each and made 25 grand. I'm like, what? I go, and what do I do? And he's like, go sign up at a school and get a license. And I'm like, okay. So this is '05, man. There's no YouTube, there's no Zillow, there's nothing, right? So he leaves and I go right to the desktop, computer that had a tube on it, the big old back of it, right? It's no flat screen. And I think Google was around, but it probably wasn't a publicly traded company yet. So I'm searching real estate school, and I found it and signed up. And the rest, I borrowed money from my sister actually because I didn't have any. And the rest is history, man.
Right?
The rest is history.
God bless sister for bringing you to Scottsdale, and then also the real estate. Is she an investor?
She's not. I've been trying for years to get her to do it. She just, she understands.
Well, you know what? She invested vicariously. She invested in you in a way. She gave you effectively a tuition loan.
She did. No doubt, man. No doubt. And she's actually in commercial real estate of all things, but she just never really got into the investing side. So but yes, vicariously.
I think it's interesting hearing these stories because we talk about, how people get into the business. And for me, it was similar thing. So I was working a lot of hours. I worked for Nissan. I worked for Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Stellantis, and I made decent money. But I was thinking man, I literally do not have any time or even energy. Forget time, but just I'm living here to work. What's the solution? Kind of seeing people who are, 20, 30 years ahead of me and do I want to swap my existence with theirs? I'm not sure. What do I do? And I think a lot of people do this. They'll Google it, and real estate seemed like the thing to do. And so started for me with wholesaling. I did wholesale for 2 years. Finally felt like I got to a point where I needed to have a real estate license. And now that's still the vertical that I play in, distressed real estate. And I love talking with investors.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Walk me through the investing journey, because I think a lot of people, when they go into real estate as a realtor, it's not always a natural transition to then become an investor themselves.
Yeah, no, I read this book. There's a lot of good books out there, but there's a book that a lot of people don't talk much about. But it's called Creating Wealth by Robert G. Allen. And I read this book, and by the way, that was a domino. The first domino was my buddies in college. My buddy's mom. I was at his house wherever he's from, visiting, and she gave me this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Everyone knows that one. And I read this book, and I was like probably 21, 20 at the time, in college. I'm sitting there going, this is straight fire, right? Like gold. Like I didn't know any of this stuff. None of it. Wasn't taught any of this stuff, growing up. So I'm like, this is wow. So I'm like, I'm getting into it, right? And then all of a sudden I get this Robert G. Allen book, and effectively what he says on this, Dylan, is that he says he made a whole case study in his book where if you were to buy, let's see if I don't mess this up, if you were to buy a bunch of $100,000 homes, now this is back in the late 90s or whatever, right? Or even before then. But if you were to buy a bunch of $100,000 single family homes, so let's say you bought 2 a year, okay? So you saved, you did what you had to do to get 2 a year. At the end of 10 years, you're going to have 20 homes. Well, then he made a case for the fact that the first 10 homes that you bought in the first 5 years, by the end of the 10th year, would basically have appreciated as such to where you could sell half of your portfolio at the end of 10 years, sell 10 homes for the appreciation number he gave, which wasn't crazy. He was very conservative. And that equity that you were to receive from selling the first 10 homes you bought would pay for all the mortgages of your final 10 homes. And therefore, in 10 years, you would have a portfolio or net worth of 10 homes, each $100-some thousand at this point, all paid off free and clear. And let's say they didn't even appreciate. He goes, if you want to make $1 million in real estate in 10 years, this is how you do it. And of course, from there, we all know it's going to appreciate. That's just what happens in real estate. And I'm sitting there reading that book going, hold on. So what if I just didn't do half that? What if I just bought 1 a year? I could figure that out. Because 2 was like, oh, I don't know if I can do it, right? But like, and it's so true. And that was the hare versus the tortoise. That was the mentality I got way back when. I was like, wow, okay, all I got to do is figure out a way to get one. And I got my first one by talking to my stepdad about it at the time. And my stepdad, he had some knowledge of investing. He was like an investor himself, but not that big. He had maybe 2 houses, something like that. And he gave me a loan for the 80-20. He was the 20% down for me. So I paid him back on a side loan that the bank never knew about, and he co-signed I co-signed with him for the 80% loan. And that's how I started. And I rented out the first house to my college roommates.
Now, you had a patient approach, right? So you mentioned 1 a year, 2 maybe, right? At any point in time, did you have this kind of thought, hey, I'm just going to ramp it up, I'm going to do a bunch? Or was there always, I'm going to be patient with it, I'm going to do, and I'm going to be patient?
Yeah, there definitely was, because I'm a high D and I got to go fast, right? There definitely was. But then it's weird how like something you can learn so quickly now. But even then, because of internet podcasts, etc., like this one, you can learn something very, very quickly now. But even then, you still have to execute on it. And a lot of people don't execute on things they learn. It takes them a long time. It's the old saying of, and so true, one of my favorite sayings, and I don't want to get this wrong backwards, but like the teacher appears when the student is ready.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
The teacher appears when the student is ready, right? And if you're not ready to receive it, you just won't execute. You might hear it and say, that's a great idea, but you won't execute it. You got to be ready to receive it. And so if I'd have known about more creative finance and distressed properties, I didn't know anything about that. I didn't read any books on that. I didn't know anything about that. I just was like, hey, find a house on the market somewhere and then go buy it and then hold it and, let time do the work. Yeah, I think I would have. Now, I've lost some in my career too. I think anybody who does a decent amount of volume at any level is going to have some stories about losing. And if you don't, you're probably not doing enough volume, right? I've done a couple syndications, not to fast forward this thing too much, but I've done a couple syndications. I'm still in a couple, but I've lost on a couple that actually went completely sideways. I mean, foreclosed, right? And I always thought, because I came out as a real estate sales agent, I licensed in '05. I went through the Great Recession. I saw what happened with single family. I mean, everybody losing their houses, right? And my thought process in the syndication here recently was, well, if it's a 200 unit apartment complex, certainly the bank doesn't want to take that back. Who wants that headache, right? All those doors. So they'll work with, if something happens, they'll work with the operators, and they'll restructure the financing, the debt somehow, that sort of thing. And unfortunately, one of these, they just didn't. They just said, nope, we're taking it back. And so when that happens, all the limited partners, poof, money's gone.
Yeah, it's a challenging thing. I've thought often about raising capital and this type of thing. And I had a syndication attorney on the show, and you mentioned syndications. It's tricky. It's tricky. And the attorney actually told me, he said, Dylan, you'd honestly be better off going, capital partners route than syndication, because with syndication, now you're exposed to securities law. So
Yep.
he's like, if you make any slight misstep, it's a big risk to you. And so I said, okay, well, let me take a look at a different strategy. I'm curious, pivoting a bit here, Kelly. You mentioned, acquiring 1 or 2 properties a year. Was it always in the same asset class? Was it always single family or multifamily? Or did you ever take a look at, hey, let me do a land deal, or let me maybe look at commercial residential?
Yeah, I heard a saying a long time ago that says, if cash is king, cash flow is the kingdom. And I believe that. And I'm all about the cash flow. There's people who do equity plays on buy and hold, and that's great. That all depends on where you're at in life, maybe, or whatever, right? But even then, like, I think cash flow is the kingdom. I'm just a cash flow kind of guy. I never did land because how to make that cash flow is tricky and can get very creative and whatever, right? But for me, it's always been primarily the same asset class, single family homes. But then more recently, in the last like 5, 7, 8 years, right in there, I have bought small multifamily, and I do like that a lot. You have a different demographic of a tenant pool, right? That's the downside to an extent. But you have property managers and people you can obviously hire to help offset that. But single family and small multifamily, meaning 4 doors or less, is ideally where I like to operate right now. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people who are hearing this thinking, okay, well, if this person is doing this over a period of years, not just a handful, 5, and it's been the same process or a similar process that's been working, it's kind of a good sign. Because I think a lot of times we have this shiny object syndrome where we think, I want to go do this, I want to go do this. Let me go multifamily, let me go commercial residential. Okay, I've got 40 deals in the single family space. I've mastered single family. Then the market shifts and fix and flip becomes harder, and people are pivoting towards new builds and so on and so forth. I saw that a lot in Dallas, worked with a lot of investors who were very much fix and flip heavy. And then with the market shifting, they had to go and really pivot to new builds. But we are coming up on time here, Kelly. Where can folks go if maybe they're in the Scottsdale area, or if they have a deal they want you to look at, or maybe they're looking for a property themselves?
Yeah, no, I love that. I probably do about 4 fix and flips a year. Wholesale a deal every once in a while, not very often. But yeah, I'd love to do a deal. And we have, if it's not me, we have other investors as a real estate agent, right, on our list that would love to maybe look at some wholesale deals people have, distressed real estate people have. So yeah, by all means, at Kelly Cook Homes, Instagram at Kelly Cook Homes. But my cell phone, you can hit me up or shoot me a text at 480-227-2028.
Kelly, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Yeah, thanks, Dylan. Appreciate you.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.